观众朋友们，大家好，欢迎您收看这一期的搜狗税对话华尔街。黄金自古以来就是财富的象征，而黄金作为一种货币，从古至今一直被人类所使用，促进着商品和服务的交换。在纸币出现之后，黄金或多或少一直和货币存在着直接的挂钩关系。但是在20世纪70年代，国际汇率体系进入浮动制时代，黄金和货币间的直接联系渐渐消失，而黄金也一般都只被用作一种规避通货膨胀风险的工具。但是近2年金融危机的爆发和发达国家的经济困境，再次将黄金推至了金融市场的风口浪尖。受到各发达国家财政问题、货币政策以及经济问题的影响，国际黄金价格在过去1年中上涨了超过30%。从8月至11月短短3个月的时间里，黄金价格更是暴涨了20%之多。其上升速率之快和波动性之大，让最资深的黄金交易员都瞠目结舌。有直接证据表明，黄金的上涨代表了人们对于美元的不信任。长期以来，美元一直作为国际储备货币而存在，为国际贸易的稳定做出了非常突出的贡献。然而，这次金融危机的爆发，让人们对这种以单一国家货币为基准的国际货币体系产生了质疑。那么，黄金上涨和国际货币体系又具有怎样具体的关系呢？而目前国际货币体系面临的具体问题又是什么呢？在本期的节目中，我们请到了克莱道克交易公司的高级董事总经理克里斯·克莱道克先生，为我们详细点评目前黄金市场疯狂背后的深层原因。克里斯·克莱道克，克莱道克交易公司高级董事总经理，华尔街知名交易员。克莱道克先生毕业于纽约州立大学石溪分校，毕业后就任于华尔街的格伦塔尔证券公司，任债券资产管理分析师，后就任于美邦公司，任债券衍生品投资管理顾问。2007年，克莱道克先生创立克莱道克交易公司，进行股票、债券、大宗商品和金融衍生品交易和投资服务。克莱道克先生在债券、大宗商品和金融衍生品交易方面有10余年的直接经验。
First of all, I have this question. It has been a long-lasting question. I never really have an answer for it. Gold, to me, just seems like something that's not useful. You can't burn it if you're cold. You can't eat it if you're hungry. But somehow the price just keeps on rising. I just don't think there's any fundamentals supporting it. Wait for me, bear with me for a second for me to paraphrase the question.
Right.
Well, historically, gold has been a currency even before the 1930s. Everyone basically buy things with gold. And later, well, somehow we just shifted out of the gold standard. So right now, gold used to be a currency. Right now, it has been used as a hedge for inflation for a long time, supposedly. But right now, I think it's starting to trade like a currency again. But this is a weird currency because A, there's no monetary policy behind it. You cannot control the supply or the demand of the currency because it's a commodity. At the same time, there's no government backing this currency, so the purchasing power of gold cannot be guaranteed by any political regime. So it just seems rather odd to me. Why would someone actually want to invest $1,500 an ounce into such kind of a currency? What's the fundamentals?
Well, the fundamentals is basically exchange. For hundreds of thousands of years, people have needed to be able to exchange goods for services or goods for goods, and they needed to have a set value to, agreed upon no matter what, that it was this price and this price only. Now, in current times, you have paper money. You have the U.S. government. You have different governments issuing paper to basically say this is our set price and this is what you can exchange it for. But currently, with the depreciating value of the dollar and the depreciating value of monetary instruments around the world based upon the monetary policy, gold still reflects what it historically was, which was a set monetary exchange value. I mean, going to your question about, it doesn't have any backing of any government. Well, if you go back to even Grecian times or Middle Ages, gold wasn't backed by any particular government. It was just printed. It was used for printing to create value. And, government to government, they could exchange in gold. it was agreed upon that gold had a set value that was precious to, you know, international governments. And I think that's what you're seeing now. You're seeing the fact that people want to have some sort of value to the assets that they have either, you know, under the mattress or in the bank. I mean, I think there was a report the other day where it showed that JP Morgan had $75 billion worth of precious metals on their books. And I think HSBC had about 38 billion.
Wow.
I mean, this is tremendous amounts of values of precious metals that you normally don't see major financial institutions taking advantage of. And I think that's the base reason is they need to have value on their books.
Right, I understand that. But however, of course, everyone needs to have value on their balance sheet. But why is gold $1,500 or $1,300 rather than $800? I mean, those are measures of value as well. How do you know how expensive gold should be in conversion to, say, the US dollar or another currency?
Right. Well, since they decoupled the dollar from gold back in '72, it's kind of been floating on its own regime. You know, basically, whenever there was a problem going on or there was you know, problems in different governments, gold would reflect that. Gold would reflect a risk value. But an interesting chart I took a look at probably about a month ago, and this is before gold got a little crazy recently, was that the dollar was down 26% for the year and gold was up 26% for the year.
Wow.
So it's almost a one-to-one correlation, whereas the dollar depreciates, gold increases in value. So, by that rationale, it really hasn't increased at all in value.
Mm-hmm.
It's just increased in dollar value, I guess you want to call it.
Yes. Isn't it a little weird that we're basing the entire foreign exchange scheme of the international society on this one single country? I mean, no offense, the U.S. is still the largest, by far the largest economy in the world, and also one of the most healthy, well, supposedly, at least before the crisis hit. I think it kind of makes sense that the U.S. is ahead of everyone else, but at the same time, it's just rather odd to me in hindsight saying that, okay, we're going to base the entire international foreign exchange system onto this faith of this one single government, and right now we're seeing problems. Shouldn't that change a little, per se?
There has been a lot of talk to that end because of the fact that, you know, China is now, what, a $2–3 trillion a year economy?
Right.
You know, and now you have India coming up, bringing up the rear, as well as other foreign governments such as South America, which really have found a lot of wealth because of their commodities that they have, or, you know, whatever they may have. So they're discussing ways they can combat the problem that the dollar is facing without having to really replace the dollar. And one of them was they were talking about having a basket of commodities, not just gold, but also gold, platinum, silver, iron ore, sugar, that would float, so that at the end of the day you would have some real assets to back the currency that you're putting out there.
But we also have a problem with assets, because assets are produced by different countries. Therefore, it could be manipulated, as you can see.
Yep.
Say if we have a currency that's governed by the IMF, which is based on a basket of goods, and if crude oil is in it, then I assume Saudi Arabia will soon have a lot of say over the international community. How do you handle that, though?
That's a very difficult question, and it's another reason why this is being bandied about for quite some time. But, you know, to go to the point of manipulation, you could say you could manipulate currently the currency situation if you have enough currency to manipulate on the foreign exchange markets. It's really a case of governments having to work together to find stability in the currency that they're going to issue so that they can create trade. And then you run into the whole problem of, well, who gets the more favorable trade, which is, you know, something's going on right now with Geithner talking to China about different things, about, you know, revaluing the currency and other things of that nature. So, but at the end of the day, you have to have something that has a value that persists. The U.S. dollar created value for such a long time because, you know, stable political environment, you know, no real land wars to worry about. You had a subsistence of GDP all the time, whether it is $12 or $10 trillion a year, it doesn't matter, but you had consistent amounts of capital being produced. So that was the original stability. But now with whatever is going on right now with the devaluation of the actual deficit, the problems with unemployment and capital intensified problems with the TARP and things of that nature, where they're just basically just saving companies for the simple fact of keeping them alive, there is a lot of instability. So that has affected the dollar quite dramatically, especially recently.
I see.
So I really think that's one of the reasons why gold still has value going forward. I mean, yes, you can make the argument like we were talking about before, where gold basically is just reflecting the dollar's depreciation.
Right.
But there's an old saying, and that is, money will always be paper, but gold will always be gold. So at the end of the day, it still really is a currency. Whether or not you use it as a currency is really, up to the government that's doing it. But at the end of the day, you can still walk into a bank and give a bar of gold. As long as you have it stamped correctly from the refinery, you can get exchange value for it very quickly.
正如克莱道克先生所指出，黄金的上涨和美元的下跌直接挂钩。自从第2次世界大战之后，不论是布雷顿森林体系还是自由浮动制，美元都在国际贸易中扮演着唯一储备货币的角色。美国经济的稳定掩盖了这种体系存在的问题。金融危机爆发之后，这一体系的问题开始一一浮现。美国作为储备货币的控制国，长期保持着贸易赤字，大量廉价的借贷让美国各级政府和家庭支出膨胀。与此同时，金融危机之后，美国经济的疲软促使美联储大型宽松的货币政策，种种压力都让美元出现了贬值。美国的自救行为严重的损害了其他持有美元国家的利益。而这种以单一货币为基准的国际货币体系也开始受到越来越多的指责。在目前市场缺乏避险货币的情况之下，投资者被迫选择涌入黄金，诚然也是无奈之举。金融危机和新兴市场的崛起必定促使国际贸易体系出现大幅度的调整。那么，未来可能的国际储备货币都有哪些？而这些选择又有怎样的弊端呢？在下期的对话华尔街节目中，克莱道克先生将继续与我们探讨国际货币体系的未来以及黄金未来的走向。好的，观众朋友们，以上就是这一期的 So Go Trade 对话华尔街，感谢您的收看，我们下期节目再见。